What's going on YouTube? It's Justin back here bringing you a brand new video, Sato Justin. So in today's video I want to talk about how I got into video games and why it's such a big passion of mine and why I still play it to this day, being 23 years old, being an adult, having other things going on in my life, having a girlfriend, being into working out, having a full-time job. Why do I still set aside time to play video games? Why is it so important to me, especially Call of Duty? So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I think the best way to start this is to talk about how I first started getting into video games to begin with, because Call of Duty was one of the later games that I got into. So the first game I believe that I played was Pac-Man, like for real, that I played it more or less all the way through. I don't think I played it entirely, but the game that I played relatively consistent was a Pac-Man game, but it was not the normal retro Pac-Man that you guys are used to. It was like you could move in a 3D world in Pac-Man, and I don't know exactly what game it was, but anyway, that game was pretty fun. I played it on PlayStation 2, so PlayStation 2 was my first ever console that I played on. Other games that I played were, I think I played Attack of the Power of Juju, something like that. Crash Bandicoot obviously is a classic. Yeah, I mean, there's some other games I played. I remember the first Call of Duty I ever played was a World at War beta, and it was on PS3. So after PlayStation 2, we just played little games like that. No shooter games, really, nothing violent. And then after that, we got the PlayStation 3 a couple of years later, and that's when me and my brother started getting more into it. So it was always me and my two brothers. I have an older brother, younger brother, and we were always play video games with our free time. That was one of our favorite things to do. So when PS3 rolled around, that's when we started playing more violent games. I think we played something called Lemmings, and that was like one of the only kind of like peaceful games we played. We played Minecraft on the PS3 a little bit, and that was really fun, another peaceful game. But aside from that, we started playing Call of Duty. The first one that we owned was Modern Warfare 3, the original, and I remember we got it on Christmas. It was actually a gift from my older brother, but it was really a gift for all of us on the PS3, all three of us, my brothers. And so we just would play custom games all the time, private match. We would play 1v1s, free-for-all. We'd use the MSR, we'd use the ACW or the ACR, and yeah, we were infatuated by it. Loved Call of Duty. And the thing was too is that we would go to our cousin's house in Colombia. We'd visit Colombia, and we lived in North Carolina at the time. So we would fly out for vacations like Christmas and stuff like that. And at that time, he had Modern Warfare 2, and so we would play Modern Warfare 2 a lot. I don't think we ever really played any of the Treyarch games like Black Ops 1, World at War, aside from World at War as the beta, or not the beta, the demo on PS3. It would give you the first few campaign missions, something like that. So basically just Modern Warfare 2 a little bit on vacations that we would go to Colombia, and then the following, I think it was Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, then MW3. So the next 2 years is when we got Modern Warfare 3, the first Call of Duty. That's when I got my first full-on experience. Started playing it like crazy. I love the maps, and I think that MW3, I ranked it I have a tier list that I'll probably re-upload on here, but I uploaded on my main channel, my other channel. But it is one of my favorite Call of Duties in general. It's an S tier game for me. The maps are good, the guns are amazing, the mechanics are legit. I don't have any issues with the way that gunfights worked or anything like that. The time to kill, I think everything was pretty pristine. And so, like I said, we would just run up custom games all the time. We play online matches rarely, but we mainly just played amongst ourselves locally. And then Black Ops 2 came out then the following year, and we basically did the same thing, but now there was zombies. And in terms of the campaign for Modern Warfare 3, going back for a second, I remember just watching my older brother play the whole campaign through, and it was a very good campaign just watching it. I ended up playing it later on, but the following year we got Black Ops 2, which is the best Call of Duty ever invented, ever created. And so we loved the campaign. We played the zombies. We played the zombies a lot. We specifically played town a lot. I don't really remember playing any of the other maps. Like I remember buried a little bit here and there. Die Rise, I don't think I ever really played like by myself. I think I would just watch my older brother play.
I be 20. I'm 25.
Kind of the same thing like the campaign for Modern Warfare 3. The thing was when it was the PS3 and that was the Call of Duty, like it was just that one console, that PS3 that we had. It was mainly like my older brother that kind of had like the control over it, like that would play it more often than me and my younger brother. If anything, if we wanted to play, me and my younger brother, we would just do the custom games and we would play against each other. That was the main thing that we would do. But for Black Ops 2, we did play zombies occasionally. It was mainly just town. Like I said, that was the only map I remember. Never played transit really, and like a little bit of buried here and there. And Mob of the Dead, actually, Mob of the Dead we did play. Mob of the Dead we did play a lot. In terms of the multiplayer was really fun. We used to play Sticks and Stones. We used to freaking bankrupt each other and make each other rage and hit each other. I remember, like, we used to always just punch each other and like end up in physical fights over the shit that we would do to make each other rage. Same thing with Modern Warfare 3, so it was always fun. We were always extremely competitive, and that's the origin too of how I became an extremely competitive person overall. I think it has to do with Call of Duty and having brothers, and that just like is a recipe for becoming a competitive freak of nature. And so like that's kind of how I got into powerlifting, but that's for another day, another story. But yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons as to why I do powerlifting, is because I'm so competitive. And then we just played the multiplayer of Black Ops 2, really. We played it amongst ourselves in some online matches. It was mainly my older brother, and then me and my younger brother would watch. If he wanted to play real online against other people in multiplayer, then we would just watch him. Sometimes we would duo queue, but we would never play with 3 people in an actual online match. Let me get this good. Got a little riot shield there. And then the next year, Call of Duty Ghost came out, and I was super excited for this. By the way, during the Black Ops 2 era, I remember watching Allier. That's when I started getting to watching consuming content for Call of Duty, and I just remember it just being Allier at the time for Black Ops 2, just a little bit here and there, watching videos of him playing zombies and some online. But then Call of Duty Ghost is when I really got addicted to Call of Duty, and I like fell in love with it. I became a competitive player too for Call of Duty Ghost. That's when I got into Clan vs. Clan and GBs and all of that, and I'll explain how that happened. So right around the time that Call of Duty Ghost came out is also when the PlayStation 4 came out. So when the PlayStation 4 came out, there was now a PS3 and a PS4. And the PS4 at the time, we moved from North Carolina to Florida, to Tampa, Florida. And so the PlayStation 4 was actually located in my room that I shared with my younger brother. So it was no longer just mainly my older brother that had control over it. I think he also kind of lost interest, or maybe he was still on the PS3. I don't think he really liked Call of Duty Ghost. And you know, not many people did. Because he's the one that, you know, he's one of those people that came from being super diehard Black Ops 2 fan and then going to Ghost, and most people just don't like Ghost, so that makes sense. But for me, I finally had the console to be able to play on a regular basis. I'd go home from school. At the time I was in middle school, and I just immediately turn on PlayStation 4 and play it until as late as I can before I feel super tired and then wake up the next day for school. And we were in Tampa for a short amount of time, but then we moved from Tampa to Weston, which is where I am now. And then from there is when I met this friend Antonio in middle school. It was the first friend I made here. And then he introduced me into Clan vs. Clan, into GBs, into playing like a super sweat. We just gave each other our gamer tags on PlayStation 4, and then we jumped straight into playing together. I remember him being really good. I was pretty good because I had played like basically every single day on a consistent basis, but I was just playing public matches, so I didn't know anything about competitive really. So then he introduced me to competitive, so he was probably a little bit better than me at the time. And then from there, I just continued to get better. I would play Clan vs. Clan with him on a consistent basis. We played GBs every now and then, 2v2s. And then he told me about, you know, Optic, about the league, the Call of Duty League, and then I would start watching Nade Shot, Scumpy. I'd start watching Optic Hex, his YouTube videos, and that got me even deeper into the Call of Duty lore, competitive. I'm gonna get shit on here. And then from that point on, I was genuinely addicted, having the PlayStation 4 easily accessible to me in that room. And then from then on, I was addicted every single year. I bought Call of Duty even until now. The only year that I skipped was Vanguard, Call of Duty Vanguard. I never played that one, but every single year I played Call of Duty. So it was on and off on the really bad ones, you know, like on World War II. I didn't enjoy that, so I didn't play it all the way through. I think Fortnite came around that time. Black Ops 4 I love. Here and there. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 I played a lot, and that's because of the lockdown, so it really depended on the year, but overall, this is the game that I love the most. It's just a simple shooter. It makes sense. Get into gunfights. It's not super slow. It's relatively fast, but I don't like when it's too fast either. So overall, I'm a Call of Duty lover, gamer lover, and that's why I love making content for it as well. And it's been my dream since I was a little kid to become a content creator for video games and do that for a living, based off what I used to watch as a kid, watching Optic, watching Ali A. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this nice cut commentary. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.